Well, hello everybody. This is meteorologist Andrew Pinero with this very rainy weather update. And we're also going to talk a little bit about some sports today. So right now, it really doesn't look good outside. We got gray sky, overcast everywhere. Look at that. That just looks absolutely terrible. There were some periods of pretty heavy rain on and off throughout the afternoon, and this is going to continue into this evening. So for any baseball fans out there, we are going to be seeing the Yankee game tonight have some issues with some of this rain. Now, if it's like this, it's not terrible. It's not heavy downpours at the moment. But it looks like it's actually about to start picking up again. Yep, there it goes. There's the heavy rain. But what's happening, if it's still doing all of this, and it's flooding, we have lots of flooding here. If it's constantly doing this, that field is going to be so soggy, and there goes a raindrop on my camera. Back inside here. So, a little bit dark, but I think it's working. It's raining quite a bit right now, and we're going to be seeing this tonight going even past midnight. So some of this rain that we're going to be seeing total could be maybe 1, 2, 3, possibly 4 inches of rain. This is the coastal storm. So based on the winds, if the winds are coming out of the northeast, then it is a nor'easter. There we go. Then it would be a nor'easter. So if it was a little bit later into the winter season, and this is cold enough, say if it was 30 degrees, 25 degrees Fahrenheit, this would be snowing. You can kind of assume a ratio of about 1 to 10. That's kind of a standard. If you get really wet snow, which is going to be around the freezing point, slightly above freezing, then that 1 to 10 ratio will drop a little bit. So you could have maybe a 1 to 5, 1 to 8 ratio. But then if the temperature gets really cold, and we're seeing cold temperatures like in the single digits below 0, that snow can have ratios getting up to 1 to 15 or 1 to 20. As the drier the snow, the further apart the actual ice crystal particles are. And when that happens, you have that fluffy, powdery snow that doesn't stick. That's where you get those high snow ratios in the 1 to 15, the 1 to 20. That wet, compact snow that really sticks to everything, that especially to the trees and tree limbs. And if we had this right now, we still had leaves on the tree, which I know we've had October snowstorms before. And when the leaves are still on the trees and you have that wet snow, that causes issues. So that's what we would expect if this was cold enough. But this is very seasonal for the temperatures for now. And this rain is not seasonal. We shouldn't be getting that much rain in one bout. That should be like, say, a week total. We're going into the monthly totals. That's where we're starting to see that type of amount of rain, say 4, 5 inches in some areas. But I really think most of the tri-state is going to see 1 to 3 inches. Now, with all of that rain coming in, we are going to be seeing some flooding, like I just saw walking into here, some flooding as well. If you're on the coast, behind this rain, we're going to be seeing wind. So coastal flooding is possible. South shore of Long Island, specifically the North Shore in Nassau County, once it starts getting near that little nook in there with Westchester County, there could be some flooding there going through the western part of the coast of Connecticut. And then the other side of Long Island, going into the Atlantic Ocean side, we could be seeing some issues with coastal flooding there with these northeasterly winds kind of pushing rain and wind. All that wind is being pushed. The waters. Ooh, wow. It really picked up now. We're seeing that Sorry. We're seeing the water being, with the wind, pushed into the coast. So that's where you get some coastal flooding. So you have to watch out for that. And again, for the sports people out there, the Yankee game's going to have some issues. If it goes long, we could be seeing maybe to midnight even, especially if we get any kind of delays in the game. I know right now the commissioner of baseball we were talking to, and the commissioner of baseball was saying that he's going to watch the weather in this time, which is the early afternoon, with this rain, and make a decision of either completely postponing the game or if they're going to allow for some delaying. Wow, this we got to see here. All right, so after that little intermission with the heavy rain, it's going to be a very soggy day. Now, this is kind of part one to this system, is this heavy amount of rain that could potentially cause issues if they haven't already postponed the Yankee game tonight. The second half of the storm going into tomorrow is going to be the winds. There have already been some wind advisories placed out there, specifically along the Jersey Shore. You gotta keep that in mind tomorrow. We're gonna be seeing maybe gusts up to 40 or 50 miles per hour. So that's going to be the second part of this system. Heavy rain first, then behind it, we're gonna be seeing this heavy wind or strong wind. Now tonight, I also can't completely rule out the chance of a thunderstorm as the cold front makes its way through. Just because there's a lot of energy, there's a lot of convection going on. So again, I cannot completely rule out that chance of a thunderstorm. Not a high chance, but there's still a chance of that going into this evening with thunderstorms, which could also play a factor with the baseball game in the Bronx. All right, so going into tomorrow, again, to finish out with wind, and that's going to continue a little bit into Friday with the wind, but it starts to die down going into this weekend, and it does look like a pretty nice weekend. So if you want to get the weekend outlook forecast from me, don't forget to hit that little subscribe button below and then the bell icon right next to that so you get notified whenever I upload a video or I do go live. So this is meteorologist Andrew Pinero. Thank you for joining me on this quick little weather update in the middle of the rain. I hope you enjoyed. Stay safe out there, and I will see you all in the next video.